Okay, stay tuned. You are watching the PJBT live on YouTube. I think I might have had an issue there. I apologize if we froze, but I think we're back on now. So we're going to give out some awards for the quarterfinalists. Okay, bowling fans, our fourth place finisher in the scratch division, getting an $80 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Jacob Lane. And officially our fourth place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $50 scholarship and award goes to Aaliyah Hall.
I was supposed to ask you where you wanted to go this man. They're not. He's not going to be able to get 18.
Oh, well, just tell him to go to 11. Just tell him to go to 11.
Just
Yeah,
go to
Riley can just go to 11. It's fine. Yeah.
It's been running the whole day.
Okay, bowling fans, I'm not sure. Can someone tell me out there? I seem to have lost the ability to see if you're chatting. There we go. I don't know what happened. I apologize, but tell me if you can see the picture. I show 15 of you watching, but I think we lost the feed for some reason. Tell me if you can see a picture. You can comment in the comments section. No, GMA, that's correct. We don't have scores. We don't have scores above today because of the way the monitors are. We just have the logos today. But I just want to confirm you can see the picture because I don't know why on my phone I can't see the picture. So.
Yes.
Well, I don't even have a picture on my phone. Okay. So, 13 is Primo Cadalis. You'll need 14 to sit. And then 15 will be Josh Lee. 16 is Sam Sid. Except for 16 will be Scylla. Look at her story. 92 minus 27. 1 minus 7 is 5. 8 minus 65. The handicap. Okay. Primo, your turn. First the arrows on this layer. First the arrows on this layer. Josh, your turn. Okay, bowling fans, time to begin our semifinal matches on the scratch side. We have number 2 seed Primo Cadalis.
Definitely watch all the courses.
Helium, it's down. Primo has elected that start the match on lane 13. On the handicap side, we have number 2 seed Josh Lane taking on number 4 seed Priscilla Chris. Josh is elected to start the match on lane 15. And the difference in handicap is 65 going to Priscilla. All right? Bowling fans, it's a nice hand for our semifinals.
16 needs reset.
Okay, bowling fans, I apologize. I must have bumped some button that cut off the feed, so I had to put it back on. So hopefully you can see it. For any of you that were watching, on the other feed, just jump over here to the new one. So Amelia Mitscavige starts with a strike in the scratch match. Josh Lane with a 7 count on his first shot. Primo comes in high, leaves a 3-6-9-10. Josh picks up his spare.
Oh, someone needs to.
Yeah. Ruby Rock 16. Go get it for him. They got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay, so Primo Cadalis starts with 6 spare. Primo, that one went through the break point a little bit. 1, 2, 8, 10. So he'll try to convert the spare. Priscilla's first shot, she gets a 5 count. Primo gets 1, so 23 in the second for Primo. Count for Priscilla in the first, so 9 in the first. Amelia steps up for second frame, comes in high, leaves a 3-6. So Priscilla, after 9 in the first, gutter ball to start the second. So she'll try to pick up the spare. No harm, no foul. Amelia picks up her spare. So she has 20 in the first and an early lead. So again, this is our semifinal match. Priscilla gets 7, so 16 in the second, 81 with her handicap. Amelia with a strike in the third, so she's got 40 in the second. Josh comes in high, leaves a 6-10 in frame 2, so he'll look for back-to-back spares. Primo gets his first strike of the match in the third. Oh my, wow. Josh gets 1. We'll need a score change on that. He got 1, literally moved the 10 pin, but it did knock it over. So he'll have 27 in the second.
Who is?
And a big double for Primo. So Primo back on it. 9 count for Josh in the third. I apologize if anyone was watching and lost our feed. I must have bumped something that cut it off, so I had to restart it. So just jump over here. You're watching the semifinal match, PJBT. Amelia Mickiewicz in the fourth, lead a 7 pin. Josh picks up his spare. Okay, Priscilla's up in the third. She gets a strike. Hits the head pin. Makes a good shot. Amelia picks up her spare, so she's got 60 in the third. Coming off the strike, Priscilla in the fourth. Really good shot, leaving the 10 pin. Amelia with a strike in the fifth. So she's been perfect on the left lane. She's got 80 in the fourth. So Primo would need a double to take a 3-pin lead in the match. Priscilla goes for a spare, not able to convert. She'll have 44 in the fourth, 109 with her handicap. Primo with a strike in the fifth, so he's got a triple. So since his spare open to start the match, he's got 3 in a row. Josh comes in high, leaves the 6-9, so he'll try to convert the spare. Josh converts the spare. Primo gets the 4 in a row. So right now it's a 3-pin lead for Primo Cadales halfway through the match. Again, this is the semifinal for today's PJBT. We are at East Lincoln Lanes in Newark, sponsored by Bowler X. Okay, Josh comes in light, 8 count, 1-2. Still looking for his first strike in the match. Amelia comes in just a hair high, leaves a 4-pin. She's still on the kind of the Dutch 200 pace right now. She's got potentially 3 spares here on the right lane and all strikes on the left lane. Josh picks up his spare. So Josh is clean, but all but 1 frame. Delia picks up her spare, so 100 in the 5th. Her max score is 240 at the moment. Priscilla hits the head pin, and she gets 9, leaving a 10 pin. So she'll try to pick up her spare. Amelia up in the 7th. She goes 10 back, so still perfect on the left lane. Priscilla gonna give it a go, but not able to convert. So 53 in the 5th for her, 118 with her handicap. So right now she has about a 45 pin lead, but we're only halfway through the match. Primo up now, looking for 5 in a row. Comes in high, leaves a 4 pin. So that will reset his score. Max score for him right now, 242. Max score for Amelia, 240. So both bowlers pretty even at this point. Priscilla gets a 6 count. She leaves kind of an interesting one, the 4, 5, 7, 8. Primo picks up the spare. So Primo's still ahead in the match by 2 pins. Priscilla gets 3 out of 4 of them. Good effort. She has 62 in the 6th, 127 with her handicap. Primo comes in just a tad bit high on that one, leaves a 4 pin. Josh up in the 6th, and he made a good shot, just came in a little bit high, leaves the 4-9. Tough one there. So he'll try to convert his spare. Oh, not able to convert his spare. So an unforced error there. 160 in the 8th for him. So now max score is 220. If Amelia would happen to get a spare here in the 8th, both bowlers would be, we could end up with a tie because they could both shoot 220. Josh missed his spare, 89 in the 6th. Scratch-wise, he's ahead by 27. With the handicap, he's down 38. 38 with 4 frames to go. Amelia finally gets her first strike on the right lane. So that's a big strike for her. And Josh can't buy a strike as he leaves a 4 pin that literally is off spot.
Oh, we need a
4 on 15. Unfortunately, some days you can't buy a break, and he can't buy one in this match. Earlier in the match, he chopped the 6-10 spare, literally moved the 10 pin, but did not go. Amelia Mixcavage leaves a 7 pin. So the story on the scratch side is that Amelia picks up her spare. She can max at 219. Primo can go up and strike out and win the match by 1 pin. His max score is 220. So the scratch match will come down to the final frame. Amelia picks up her spare. Priscilla, pretty good shot. 7 count. Leaves the 6-9-10. Big shot here for Primo in the 9th. To work on locking out the match. He gets a strike in the 9th. So now he needs 3 strikes to win the match outright and shut out his opponent.
You're not up?
Lane 16 make that 7 miss. So Priscilla was 69 in the 6th. She'll have 134 with her handicap. Primo comes in light on the first ball of the 10th. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Meanwhile, Priscilla hits the head pin again. Leaves the 3-10. Primo only gets 2. So unfortunately, he ends up at 184. And that open in the 10th pretty much seal his fate in the match. Priscilla gets 1, so 78 in the 8th, 143 with the handicap. So Josh could get a double here in the 8th and 9th. I mean, he's struggled to find a strike, but he could get a double, and we could have quite a match here going into the 9th and 10th frames. Comes in a little bit high, 4-pin. Josh picks up his spare in the 8th, so max score for Josh is 188. Priscilla could go spare, and she would still be around 170. So these are important shots here for Josh. He has not struck yet in the match, but if he could strike in the 9th and get 3 strikes in the 10th, we could have a match. Final score on the scratch side for the semifinal. Amelia Mickiewicz 206, Primo Kadawas 184.
It's fair.
Don't know what to say other than not his day. Good shot. Just no carry there. Not able to convert a spare, so 136 in the 9th. So right now the scoreboard shows Priscilla up by 7, but she also has the 9th frame to bowl, so it depends on what she gets in the 9th. She gets a 7 count. She'll try to pick up her spare. So an important spare here for Priscilla. Pretty good shot. Let's see if the ball comes back. No. That's okay though. She's at 85 in the ninth, 150 with her handicap. So the difference is down to 14 pins. 14 pins as we start the 10th frame. Right now the scoreboard shows 150 for Priscilla, 136 for Josh. Both bowlers on an open. So it all comes down to the 10th frame. First shot in the 10th for Priscilla. She's going to hit the headpin and get a strike. Big shot for her there. So now with that strike, she just needs 7 pins. She'll need 7 pins to lock up the match. So 7 pins is what she needs. Pretty good ball here. She gets 8. And that will lock up the match. So both of our number 4 seeds, Priscilla Prisk and Amelia Mickiewicz, both advancing to the title match. Priscilla gets 1. She finishes with a score of 104. 169 with her handicap. All right, so hopefully this time when I go to get scores, I won't mess up the live stream, and then we can talk a little bit during the break. Josh will finish up here. He'll be in the 150s. Priscilla had 169, so it's going to, with a strike, it'll be a 13-pin difference. Seven County finishes with 153. Final score 169 to 153. Priscilla Prisk will advance to the title match to take on tournament leader Riley Noggle. All right, that concludes our semifinals. Stay tuned, bowling fans. We're going to give out some awards and we'll move on to the title match. You are watching the PJBT live on YouTube. We'll be right back with the title matches. That concludes our semifinal matches. Finishing in third in the scratch division, receiving a $100 scholarship certificate and award goes to Primo Cadales. All right, officially our third place finisher in the handicap division, getting a $75 scholarship certificate and award goes to Josh Lane.
Grab the box.
Before you put them on practice, do me a favor. Which lane did not flip? I think it was. Yeah. So just hit special feature swap on 15. Then you can put them on practice because it makes it easier when you go put names in. I know the system. You have to know the little intricacies of the system. All right, perfect. Then you're going to do place any on 13. And then you'll put Riley Noble on 15. And we gotta go 92 minus 3 is 5, so 54. Turn off the practice light? Yep. Let me take this and put it on my table so I don't walk away without it. All right, bowling fans, we are up to the title match for today's PJBT. Just a reminder on upcoming events on the schedule. Don't forget that we flip-flopped events for next weekend. So next weekend is our 21 and under Scotch doubles event, and that will be at Strike Zone Alleys in Pottsville, PA, starting at 10 a.m. next Sunday. If you have a copy of the original schedule, the events on February 25th and March 3rd are now flip-flopped. So the Scotch doubles event is next Sunday at Strike Zone Alleys in Pottsville, 10 a.m. And you can sign up for the discount. Sam, ball on 14. You can sign up for the discount, or 13. You can sign up for the discount online by the end of tonight for the doubles event. Then the following Sunday, March the 3rd, we will have our 3-person team tournament. We'll be at Clearview Lanes in Mount Joy starting at 10 a.m. And the following weekend is a good one. Sunday, March the 10th, we will be joined by the New Jersey Youth Bowlers Tour for our 8th major of the season. We'll be at Haja Rose Bowl in Allentown for that combined event and major starting at 10 a.m. on Sunday, March the 10th. Okay? And Sunday, March the 17th will be our Super Adult Junior event. Super Adult Junior is 4 on a team, 2 youth and 2 adults based on sanctioning. Okay, so that'll be on March 17th. So those are our upcoming events on the PJBT schedule. The updated page 2 of the schedule is on our website, pjbtbowlingseries.com, and you can always check the events on our Facebook page. The correct events are listed on our Facebook page under the events section. So both of our number 4 seeds are advancing to the title matches to take on our tournament leaders. It'll be Blaze Denny, Amelia Mitscavige, Riley Noggle, and Priscilla Prisk for today's final. All right, it's time to get everything started. On the scratch side, we have top seed Blaze Denny taking on number 4 seed Amelia Mitscavige. Blaze has elected to start the match on lane 13. On the handicap side, we have top seed Riley Noble taking on number 4 seed Priscilla Prisk. Riley has elected to start the match on lane 15, and the difference in handicap is 54 going to Priscilla. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our title matches. Okay, for our bowling fans out there, we are about to begin the title matches. Riley Nogel is going to start us off on the handicap side. First shot. Pretty good shot, leaves a 7-pin. I know we had a bunch of people on my first feed. Rooting for Riley, so hopefully you're watching. Blaze Denny starts off the match with a strike. Riley not able to convert his spare, so 9 in the first. Amelia comes in high. 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, also known as the Greek Church. So she'll try to get count. First shot for Priscilla of the title match. Misses the head pin, but gets 7 count. Amelia gets 3, so she has 8 in the first. Oh, Sam, have him fix the head pin. It's laying down. Okay, so we're going to get Priscilla's pin set up there again. Need the head pin set up there. Meanwhile, good shot there for Amelia coming off the split. She gets a strike. Priscilla's shot. She gets 2. So both bowlers get 9 in the first frame. So she maintains her handicap difference lead. Plays Denny up in the second. Strike working. Didn't seem to like his footing on it. Looked like he got a little bit ahead of it. Leaves the 2 pin. So he'll try to convert the spare. Priscilla in the second. Pretty good ball. She's going to hit the head pin. Interesting lead, though. She leaves the 3-7. So the ball went through the pocket but didn't drive. Leaves a 3-7. So that's going to be a tricky one. Blaze gets the spare. 20 in the first for him. Again, you're watching the title match for today's PJBT. Started with 43 people today, 29 in scratch, 14 in handicap. Down to the final 2. Priscilla's going to try to get count, but she goes right in between. So 17 in the second for her, 71 with her handicap. Blaze with a strike in the third, so he has 40 in the second with a strike. Strike, spare, strike. Again, no score sheets today. The way the monitors are in the center, they're separated on each pair. It's kind of an odd setup, so we aren't able with one camera to pull all the scoring in. So we'll give it to you manually. Riley leaves another 7-pin. Amelia comes in light, 2-4-5. Riley picks up a spare. So that's the first mark of the handicap match. Amelia not able to convert her spare. 36 in the third for her. And Riley gets his first strike of the match with a strike in the third. there by Priscilla. Crossing over, gets a strike. So after 2 opens to start the match, she gets a strike in the 3rd. Amelia with a strike in the 4th. So kind of like the last match, she strikes on the left lane every time. She struggled on the right lane. She's had 2 opens in this match so far. Okay, Priscilla with the strike working in the 3rd. Here's her shot for the 4th. Gonna hit the headpin. Gets a good count, 9. Blaze with a strike in the 4th. So Blaze 3 out of 4 so far. Just a spare in the 2nd. Again, this is the title matches for today's PJBT. Priscilla hangs on and gets the spare. So 37 in the 3rd for her. 91 with the handicap. And another strike for Blaze Denny. So Blaze with 4 out of 5. Still on 280 pace at the moment. With a spare only in the 2nd. So Riley Noggle with strike working here in the 3rd can make up some ground if he can put up a double. Comes in a little bit light, leaves the 3-5. So he'll try to pick up the spare. Big shot here now for Amelia, struggling on this right lane. Needs to get a string going here. Looks like a pretty good shot, but flat 10 pin. So a lot better ball, just didn't carry. Riley picks up his spare. So Riley, in the handicap match, scratch-wise, he's up by 12. With the handicap, he's down 42 at the moment. But again, early in the match, only 4 frames in. We are halfway now through the scratch match. Max score for Amelia is 226. Whereas Blaze still, with a lot of strikes working, can shoot 280. So what Riley does here in the 5th, he got it wider, didn't come back, so he gets a 6 count. So he'll try to pick up the spare. Amelia back on her good lane with another strike. I think at this point she'd like to bowl on just the left lane. Because I think the last 2 games, that's about 7 or 8 in a row on that lane. So again, this is your title match for today's PJBT. We're about halfway through. Blaze Denny up here in the 6th. And he rattles a 5-7. That's an interesting one. Riley gets 3. Not able to convert, so 74 in the 5th for him. Interesting how Blaze hit the pocket. It looked like he hit it, but he hit it flat and he mixed the 5-pin. But the 5-pin did not go. Meanwhile, we have another 5-7 as Priscilla leads the 5-7. Blaze able to pick up the 5-7. So just a normal spare on the board, 118 in the 5th. So his max score now 258. So in theory, he has about a 32-pin lead at the moment. Priscilla going to give the 5-7 an effort. She goes right in between. The field goal is good. 63 in the fifth, 117 with her handicap. So she still leads the match by 43. Halfway through. Plays with another strike in the seventh. So it looks like Amelia's going to make a ball switch here in just the right lane for the moment. See if that will help. Silly with an 8 count. So she'll try to pick up her spare. Amelia making a ball change. Still comes in light. 2-4-5. So with a spare here, Amelia's max score can only be 206. So Blaze clearly in the driver's seat. He needs to just keep the board clean to be in the two teens to take home the match. And Amelia chops the spare, so 104 in the seventh. So max score down 194. Meanwhile, Priscilla not able to convert her spare, but 71 in the sixth, 125 with her handicap. So an opportunity here for Riley to tighten up the match. Riley gets a strike in the eighth. No surprise, the left lane. Oh, and Riley with a perfect shot, leaving a stone 9-pin. Wow, that was a tough one. For any of our bowling fans tuning in late, this is your normal tournament director, Matt Himmelreich, giving you the action today. I am getting over a cold, so I apologize if my voice doesn't sound like normal. Blaze Denny with another strike in the eighth, so he's really in the driver's seat now. Riley picks up his spare. So a tough break there for Riley. He'll try to get back on it here. Handicap match can switch quickly when you have the way the handicap is. If the higher average bowler just puts up a couple of marks, the match tightens up very quickly. So Blaze Denny in the ninth frame comes in high, 6-10. Riley with a strike in the seventh, so that's his second strike of the match. That's a big one. Blaze misses his spare, but he has 194 in the ninth. Max score for Amelia is 194. So Blaze will win sitting on the bench if she does not strike out. 7 count for Priscilla in the seventh. And there's a strike on the right lane. Always get it when it's too late. That's how it always works in bowling. But she'll try to strike out here. That would force Blaze to at least step up and bowl in the 10th frame. Priscilla gets 1. So 79 in the 7th, 133 with her handicap. Amelia strikes first ball of the 10th. And a strike. So Priscilla gets a strike in the 8th. And that's going to do it with that miss for Amelia. Blaze Denny will be your Scratch Division champion once again today. Great run for Amelia Mickiewicz, hoping to make it into the finals via a roll-off. She gets all the way to the title match. Riley with a big strike in the 8th, so a double on the handicap side is going to tighten up our handicap match for sure. So final score on the stretch side, 202 to 182. Blaze Denny taking home the title. Right now we'll move over to the handicap side. Riley leaves the 4-7, picks up his spare. So Riley now, max score is 192. Okay? So if Priscilla would go spare here in the 9th and count in the 10th, she'd be in the 190s. So this match is far from over. She leaves the 3-6-10 in the 9th frame. So our handicap match still undecided. Just a reminder, no final interviews today. We'll just give out our awards, wrap up the show, and remind you to tune in next Sunday from Strike Zone Alleys in Pottsville when we have the finals of the Scotch Doubles event next week. Priscilla gets 1, so in the 9th frame she has 105, 159 with her handicap. So going into the 10th frame, it is a 7-pin difference. 7 pins separate Riley and Priscilla for the title. So it'll all come down to the 10th frame. Priscilla will go first ball of the 10th here on 15. Looks like a pretty good shot. It's coming in. It's the head pin. Comes in light, 2, 4, 5, 7. So she'll try to pick up her spare. Nothing like a match coming down to the final frame for the title. She gets 1, so she'll finish with 112. 166 is the score.
Can I take a picture of this real quick?
So 166. So ultimately, 166 on the board for Priscilla. So Riley needs a mark here in the 10th to pretty much wrap up the match. So if he gets good count here in the 10th, he should be able to come away with the title. It all comes down to this shot. Comes in high, 8 count, and that will be enough, as Riley Noggle will be your handicap division champion.
Yeah, Riley.
15 months, you got one. What a whole 15 months. Finish it.
You got one. He said
Gets 1, so 169 to 166. A 3-pin victory for Riley Noggle in a match that came down to the 10th frame. It was so close. Riley, who dominated today, held on to take home the victory. All right, so we're going to give out our final awards, and then we'll wrap up the show. So stay tuned. You are watching the PJBT live on YouTube. Time to give out the final hardware of the day.
we started when they go to sleep.
runner-up in the scratch division, getting a $125 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Amelia Mitscavige. Our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $100 scholarship, certificate, and the runner-up award goes to Priscilla Press. All right, and then our winner for today in the scratch division, getting around his 6th or 7th title of the year, a $200 scholarship in the first place acrylic plaque goes to Blaze Denny.
Let's go, baby!
All right, and our winner in the handicap division, also receiving a $200 scholarship, certificate, and the first place acrylic plaque goes to Riley Noble. These are our winners, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't forget to tune in next Sunday afternoon. Our next BJBT will be at Strike Zone Alleys in Pottsville, PA, for the finals of our Scotch 21 and under doubles event. Next week, Scotch doubles next Sunday in Pottsville.
He just said he was
Thank you,
driving.
everybody. All right, just your award.
You're not driving.
It's still too far.
All right, congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. All right. That's going to do it, BJBT fans. We want to thank everybody for watching today. And we hope you enjoyed the action here from East Lincoln Lanes in York. Today's event is sponsored by Bowler X. Don't forget to join in next Sunday. We'll have the finals of the 21 and under Scotch doubles event. We'll be at Strike Zone Alleys in Pottsville, PA, starting at 10 a.m. next Sunday, and finals here on YouTube. Make sure you sign up in advance tonight at pjbtbowlingseries.com. All right, have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see everybody next week from Pottsville.